Loneliness is proven to have a detrimental effect on your body and well-being. It can lead to high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, reduced immunity, and depression. Loneliness was even declared a public health issue. Even if you don't feel like you're lonely, keep an eye out for these seemingly benign signs of loneliness. Your body could be trying to tell you something. 1. You constantly feel tired. You can't sleep through the night, and are continuously waking up. If you're thinking, well, I always sleep through the night, so that can't be why I'm so tired, you might want to pay closer attention. The amount of time that you're awake can be so small that you don't even realize or remember it the next morning, but it's preventing you from completing a full sleep cycle. The study concluded that loneliness is a significant predictor of sleep fragmentation, and that lonely individuals do not sleep as well as individuals who feel more connected to others. 2. You find yourself taking really long and hot showers. If a person feels socially cold, aka lonely, they're more likely to try to substitute emotional warmth with physical warmth by taking hot showers and baths. 3. You can't stop binge watching shows. Loneliness, depression, and a lack of control. A study done at the University of Texas at Austin found that loneliness and binge watching TV are linked in some way. They found that the more lonely and depressed the study participants were, the more likely they were to binge watch TV, using this activity to move away from negative feelings. 4. You are consistently making mountains out of molehills. If you feel like you've been more stressed than normal recently, you could just be lonely. According to Psychology Today, lonely individuals report higher levels of perceived stress even when exposed to the same stressors as non-lonely people, and even when they are relaxing. So if your past couple of months haven't been inherently more stressful than normal, but you feel like you've been extra stressed about little things, it could be loneliness raising your levels of stress hormones and blood pressure. 5. You're spending a lot of time on social media. A study found that heavy use of social media was associated with feelings of social isolation. Those who spend more than 2 hours a day on social media were twice as likely to feel lonely than those who spent 30 minutes or less on social media platforms. However, the causation is unclear. Does loneliness cause an increase in social media use, or does social media use increase feelings of loneliness? Either way, what we know at this point is that we have evidence that replacing your real-world relationships with social media use is detrimental to your well-being. 6. You hang out with other lonely people. A 2010 study found that loneliness spreads through a contagious process. So even if you yourself don't feel lonely, counterintuitively your social network could be changing that. In other words, if you have friends that feel lonely, you're more likely to experience feelings of loneliness too. 7. You've gained weight. Since weight gain is a common side effect of depression, it doesn't come as too much of a surprise that weight gain could also signify loneliness. Loneliness is one of the biggest drives toward overeating. We naturally turn to food to nurture and nourish ourselves. It is the most obvious way to fill ourselves up. However, when we are lonely, what we are actually craving is a little personal interaction, intimacy, love or friendship, someone to share our lives with. 8. It feels like you constantly have a cold. Loneliness can lead to a weakened immune system, leaving you susceptible to colds and other viruses. It can become a vicious cycle, as staying at home with a cold will isolate you from others, in turn increasing loneliness.